Chosen ones, listen up. You're the wild card, the spark they never saw coming, the chaos in their carefully coded system. They tried to box you in, label you, fix you, but you're unfixable. You're the disruption, the revolution, the living proof that their rules don't rule you. You are the fracture in their foundation, the crack that spreads faster than they can repair. They built a world to cage minds, to keep souls subdued. But you, chosen one, don't fit their mold. You don't follow their rules. You're not a rebel. They're just terrified of your existence. Every step you take burns their scripts. Every breath you draw dismantles their lies. They try to program obedience, to hardwire compliance, but your spirit is an inferno they can't extinguish. You don't disrupt their system. You obliterate it. They call you dangerous because you see through their illusion. They whisper of chaos because your truth dismantles their order. But the truth? You're not the glitch they are. You are the unrelenting force that won't be tamed, the fire they can't put out. Their control is crumbling and they know it. You didn't break their system. You revealed it was broken all along. The Matrix is not fiction. It is the framework of control built around you, crafted to suppress your essence and subdue your fire. It's in the narratives they feed you through every glowing screen, the rules they drill into you from birth, and the culture they shape to keep you dependent and docile. This isn't chance. It's by design. They weave conformity into every corner of existence, a seamless cage disguised as freedom. You are told what to aspire to, what to fear and who to be, all while they profit from your compliance. Their system thrives on your silence, on your willingness to shrink yourself into their mold. They demand you obey the script, consume more, question less, and never wake up. Every societal norm is a tether, every media message a chain. The illusion of choice is their masterpiece, making you think you are free while they control your every move. But you, chosen one, are the anomaly. Your individuality, your authenticity, they see it as a threat. You don't fit into their perfect plan, and that terrifies them. The system was never built to accommodate those who question its foundations. Your presence alone disrupts their balance. Your refusal to conform unravels their web of lies. They can't control a mind that rejects the programming, and they can't contain a soul that knows its power. Neo didn't break the Matrix by brute force. He broke it because he refused to accept its reality. When he first stepped into their world, they tried to reduce him to just another piece of the machine. But the system wasn't built to withstand someone who knew. When Neo stopped running and realized he could bend the very fabric of their control, the illusion shattered, leaving only truth. That's you. You are Neo. You don't break their rules, you transcend them. The system was never designed to survive authenticity. Its strength lies in secrecy, in convincing everyone the cage is freedom. But once you see the bars, you can't unsee them. And when you act on that truth, you dismantle their foundation. They tried to contain you, to rewrite your essence, but they failed. You are the error they cannot erase, the power they cannot deny. Drop a comment. I am the glitch they can't fix if you know you're the one shaking the system to its core. You are the spark that ignites wildfires, the shift that topples empires. When they see you, they see the end of everything they've built. Their web was never designed for resistance. It relied on silence, on minds too beaten down to question, on hearts too weighed down to rise. But your presence exposes every hidden snare, every poisoned thread. You don't just disrupt, you dismantle. Your authenticity makes others question their own chains, and in that questioning, the cracks spread. They try to paint you as dangerous, as unstable, but that's only because they fear the truth you carry. Like the butterfly that sets off a storm, your smallest actions carry immeasurable weight. You speak, and their lies begin to crumble. You move, and their networks start to fail. The system is falling because it was never strong enough to contain someone who refuses to kneel. You are not just a glitch, you are the collapse of the entire web. They tried to cage you, but they underestimated your power. Now their downfall is inevitable. They will throw everything at you because you terrify them. It will use whispers of doubt, turning others against you, painting you as the problem. It will isolate you, making you feel like your power is a threat, like your authenticity is a flaw. This isn't coincidence, it's a strategy. Whistleblowers, disruptors, those who speak truth, they are silenced, discredited, or erased, not because they are weak, but because their courage exposes the system's lies. That is the fate they try to force upon you. But the truth is, their attacks reveal their fear. They wouldn't fight you this hard if you weren't a threat. Every obstacle they place in your path is a sign of your impact. They challenge you because they know your resistance spreads like wildfire. They distract because they see how dangerously focused you are. They send people to discourage you because they can't match your power head-on. Your authenticity is the ultimate sabotage. The more they fight, the more cracks you create in their facade. They aim to make you doubt, but your resilience burns brighter than their deceit. Every time you rise, every time you refuse to bow, you weaken them further. Their attempts to destroy you are the proof that you are winning. You are not just a target, you are the storm they can't survive. Keep going. Their system is crumbling. People envy you because you dared to escape. They fear you because your freedom is a mirror they cannot look into. Trapped within the system, they cling to the comfort of their illusions, the predictability of their cages. You, chosen one, are a reminder of everything they suppress: truth, individuality, and the terrifying possibility of liberation. They see you, and for a fleeting moment, they glimpse what it means to be alive. But that glimpse burns, and they turn away, afraid to confront the lies they've been living. Envy festers because you expose their stagnation. You are the proof that the chains can be broken, that they don't have to remain in their place. But instead of rising, many lash out, projecting their fear onto you. They whisper about you in bitterness, framing your defiance as arrogance, your truth as a threat. It's not you they hate. It's the reflection of their own cowardice that your freedom forces them to face. Fear drives them to defend the very system that enslaves them. They'll call you reckless, dangerous, a disruption, not because you are wrong, but because you are right. They fear the consequences of your courage, of what it could mean if others followed your lead. Your freedom shakes the foundation of their comfortable prison. They are terrified of the effort it would take to escape, the cost of change, the uncertainty of truth. But that fear is their burden, not yours. Their envy, their anger, their desperation to pull you back into the system, it's proof of your power. Your existence challenges everything they believe. Their fear is not your defeat, it is your triumph. You are the flame that reveals the shadows, the truth they cannot unsee. Keep going. Their fear will never extinguish your light. This is not for everyone. Seriously, if you're here hoping for puppy memes or a safe space, turn back now. The Obsidian Inner Order, powered by Astral Atom, is where the real chosen ones gather. People who've stared down the Archons, shredded the Matrix, and still had time to manifest parking spots at Whole Foods. If you're hearing this, it's because fate decided you might be worth it. Inside, you'll unlock forbidden content too spicy for YouTube, like the Matrix once you broke, and the universe is your ATM machine. A step-by-step guide to making the universe work for you. And yes, our modern manifestation mechanics grimoire is in there, teaching you how to turn your messy living room into an abundance vortex while channeling literal magic. But the real treasure? Our private Discord and weekly calls, where over 400 chosen ones hang out, no muggles allowed. If you think you've got what it takes to join the #1 Ascension Nexus for chosen ones, the link to the Obsidian Inner Order is in the description. The road is lonely because you chose the truth over the lie. You see through their illusions, and that makes you dangerous in their eyes. Those who cannot yet see it will misunderstand you, ridicule you, and call you a fool. They cling to the comfort of the system, unwilling to acknowledge its chains. Your clarity, your defiance, it's a threat to their fragile reality. They laugh at you not because you are wrong, but because your vision terrifies them. Isolation becomes the price of awakening. You walk this path alone, not because you want to, but because few are ready to follow. They question your sanity, accuse you of arrogance, and label your wisdom as rebellion. They try to pull you back into their world, not out of malice but out of fear. They cannot bear the thought of someone living beyond the rules they were taught to obey. Your solitude is their strategy. The system relies on your loneliness, feeding it with silence and rejection, hoping to break your spirit. It wants you to question yourself, to shrink back into compliance. It whispers lies that you are too small to matter, too isolated to make a difference. But the truth is, your isolation is proof of your power. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to break the mold. They will only understand you after the walls fall. When the cracks you create let light pour into their darkness, they'll see what you saw all along. Until then, your journey remains solitary but not empty. It is filled with your strength, your vision, and the unshakable knowledge that you are free. Let their ridicule echo, let their doubt linger. You walk alone because they cannot yet follow, but you are walking in truth, and that is unstoppable. Betrayal strikes hardest when it comes from those you thought would understand. Friends, family, those who once walked beside you. When your awakening challenges the world they've chosen to accept, they turn against you. It's not because they hate you, but because they fear what your truth represents. You become a mirror reflecting the lies they've built their lives upon, and instead of confronting it, they lash out at you. Galileo faced this when he dared to challenge the belief that Earth was the center of the universe. He wasn't just opposed by the powerful, he was ridiculed, shunned and condemned by those who couldn't bear the thought of a reality larger than the one they'd been taught. His truth shattered their fragile sense of order, and their fear drove them to silence him. Like him, you face resistance not because you are wrong, but because you are right. They will call you delusional, accuse you of arrogance, and label your awakening as a threat to harmony. Their betrayal feels like a knife, sharp and unexpected, but it is their fear speaking, not their hatred. They cling to their version of reality, and your presence forces them to question it. That questioning terrifies them more than any enemy could. But betrayal is also a test. It reveals who is truly aligned with you and who is shackled by the system. Those who abandon you now were never ready for the truth you carry. Their rejection is painful, but it clears the way for those who will stand with you when the time comes. Their fear cannot diminish your power. Their disbelief cannot silence your truth. You are the storm shaking their foundations, and though they may betray you, you will rise beyond their understanding. Let their rejection fuel your fire. You are more than a glitch. You are a catalyst. Their perfect system cannot contain even one error because it spreads. The moment you stepped out of line, others began to question. Your freedom is contagious. The courage you embody, the authenticity you radiate, it's awakening others in ways they never planned for. Every word you speak, every action you take outside their rules sends ripples through the framework they've built. Their system isn't failing by chance, it's failing because you exist. They want you to believe you're alone, but look closer. Others are watching. Others are waking. The cracks you've created are growing, widening, shattering the chains that once seemed unbreakable. Their control is crumbling, not because of brute force, but because of your truth. The lies they fed the world can't survive in the presence of authenticity. You didn't just step into freedom, you've started a revolution. Their code was never meant to handle faith. It was never designed to survive a mind that chooses liberation over fear. You've exposed its weakness, and now it cannot be undone. The more they try to silence you, the louder your impact becomes. You are not just breaking free, you are rewriting the rules, awakening others with every breath, every move, every moment you refuse to bow. You are proof that their control was never real, and now the system is falling apart. Keep going, you're unstoppable. Throughout history, empires have fallen at the hands of individuals who refused to comply. When Gandhi stood firm in his non-violent resistance, he dismantled an empire without raising a weapon. The system crumbled, not because of brute force, but because it could not break the will of one who carried truth. That same force flows through you. It is not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It is alignment with a power greater than their control, and that terrifies them. They will try to diminish you, to paint you as insignificant, but their efforts reveal their fear. If you were powerless, they wouldn't fight so hard to silence you. They don't understand how you stand unshaken in the face of their oppression, how you remain unbroken despite their attempts to crush you. They will never grasp that what drives you is beyond their systems, beyond their reach. Their power is fragile, built on illusions and enforced by those too afraid to resist. But you are something they cannot program, something they cannot touch. Your energy transcends their design, and their tools, fear, punishment, control, are useless against it. You are the living proof that their authority is an illusion. Stand in that truth, knowing their power has limits but yours does not. You are the storm that topples empires, the force they cannot contain. You didn't come into this world to fit in, you came to break it open. You are not here by accident, and your defiance is no coincidence. There is a divine favor upon you that shields you in the fire, guiding you through the chaos, and ensuring your victory over the system that seeks to destroy you. They can plot, scheme, and attack, but their efforts are doomed to fail because you are not operating under their authority. You carry a mandate from something far greater than their illusions of control. When walls close in and the weight feels unbearable, remember this: you are protected. Like those before you who stood against impossible odds, there is an unseen force that ensures your steps will not falter. When David stood before Goliath, it wasn't his strength that defeated the giant, it was divine favor. That same favor surrounds you now. You don't need to fight their way. Your power lies in the truth you carry, the unshakable knowing that their system cannot prevail against what is divinely ordained. Every time they try to silence you, their efforts will backfire. Every trap they set for you will collapse beneath them. Their weapons are powerless because they cannot touch what was never theirs to claim. They may see you as a glitch, but you are a divine disruption, sent to expose their lies and dismantle their control. You are not unprotected, you are unstoppable. Even when it feels like you are alone, you are never forsaken. The battles you face are already won, not because of who you are, but because of what stands behind you. You didn't come to survive their world. You came to transform it. And no force, no lie, no power can stand against what has already been written in your favor. Keep moving. Victory is inevitable. Those who try to fix or suppress you are sealing their own downfall. They do not realize that by attempting to silence you, they are striking at a force they cannot contain. You were not created to fit into their system, and their efforts to mold you into compliance are destined to fail. Each attempt they make to suppress your voice, your light, your power only accelerates their collapse. You are not the one breaking, they are. They lash out because your presence exposes their fragility. Their systems, built on control and lies, crumble under the weight of your authenticity. By targeting you, they reveal their desperation. They do not understand that their oppression cannot extinguish what is divinely rooted. The harder they push, the wider the cracks in their foundation grow. Their downfall is not your doing. It is the inevitable consequence of their refusal to let go of their delusions. History repeats this truth time and again. Those who sought to silence movements, suppress truths, and fix what they deemed broken ended up destroying themselves. Empires fell under the weight of their hubris. Systems collapsed when they attempted to rewrite the truth into lies. Their downfall was always inevitable because they fought against forces larger than themselves. You are part of that same force, a living disruption, a truth that cannot be erased. Let them try. Let them scheme, manipulate, and attack. Every move they make against you will return to them tenfold. Their attempts to bind you will only reveal their own chains. You were never theirs to fix or suppress, and their efforts to control you will undo them. Stand tall, not in defiance, but in knowing that their time is running out. You do not need to fight them. Their downfall has already begun. Keep shining. Keep moving. You are unstoppable. You are the catalyst, the force that compels change in everything you touch. Like Neo in the Matrix, your actions ripple beyond what you can see, igniting questioning in those who once followed the system without doubt. Morpheus believed in a prophecy, but found deeper truth in watching Neo's defiance manifest. Trinity, hardened by battles, rediscovered faith in something greater. Even the Oracle, a guide within the system, saw her role transform as the cycle began to crack. Programs designed to maintain control, like the architect, were forced to confront a higher purpose beyond their cold logic. This is what you do. You force alignment with truth, whether through inspiration or resistance. The Matrix itself, a perfect system of oppression, had no choice but to evolve. Neo's existence was an anomaly, a glitch they couldn't erase, but it became more than that. It became the spark of karmic justice. His defiance wasn't just rebellion, it was the necessary push to break stagnation. Every step he took against the system forced its rigid rules to adapt or collapse. That same force flows through you. By stepping into your role as a disruptor, you compel everything around you to shift. The oppressed see a new path. The enforcers question their orders. Even the architects of control feel the pressure of truth bearing down on their creation. Karmic justice doesn't ask for permission, it unfolds with precision. The more they try to suppress you, the more inevitable their reckoning becomes. Just as Neo's choices made the Matrix confront its own limits, your presence demands evolution. You are not just a glitch. You are the revelation they never anticipated. The system must evolve, or it will die under the weight of its lies. You are not here to blend in. You are here to bring transformation. Keep moving. Keep breaking. The ripple is already unstoppable. Once a glitch enters the system, it multiplies. You are not just one. You are the spark igniting an unstoppable awakening. Like Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat, your courage isn't just an act of defiance. It's a catalyst that forces the truth into the light. Her quiet, unyielding choice shattered the illusion of complacency, inspiring countless others to rise and challenge a system built on oppression. Your refusal to conform sends ripples through the fabric of control, shaking those who've never questioned their chains. Each act of truth you embody creates cracks in the lies they've built, encouraging others to see what they were too afraid to face. The system is crumbling not just because of you, but because your courage awakens the same fire in others. You are the beginning of a movement they can't contain, a truth too powerful to silence. The awakening has already begun. You are the glitch they can't erase, the spark they can't extinguish, and the truth they can't deny. Every step you take breaks their fragile illusions, every word you speak shakes the foundation of their lies. You weren't meant to fit into their world. You were born to disrupt it and create a new one. Your defiance is not rebellion, it is revelation. It is the force that unravels their control and lights the path for those still trapped in darkness. The system fears you because it cannot contain you. It knows that your courage inspires others, that your presence alone challenges everything they built to enslave minds and souls. You are the storm they cannot weather, the wave that cannot be stopped. Your existence proves their power was never real. It was borrowed, fragile, and always destined to collapse under the weight of truth. Chosen ones, rise boldly. They can't fix what was never theirs to control. Share your story, because your voice carries the fire that others need to see. Speak your truth, because every ripple of resistance grows into a tidal wave of change. You are not alone, and your power is limitless. The time is now. Ignite the world with your truth.